To order, declaration of quorum, trustee Hess is present, trustee Zerflu present, myself, trustee Fluger, president Mansell, and administrator Martinson, as well as chief Lees. Could I have a motion to approve the consent agenda, the meeting agenda of January 28, 2026, as well as the meeting minutes of November 19th, 2025?
Second.
I'll make that motion.
Yeah, we gotta go first.
I'll make that.
I asked for a meeting, okay, we got Hess, we got Zerflu. Any additional discussion on anything on those? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. Chairperson comments. I have nothing that has come to my attention over the last couple of months. That would be appropriate to share in this venue. Public comments on agenda items. Ben, any public?
No.
Seeing none. Eric, technically you're public right now. Any comments?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Not at this point.
All right, fire department general update. Chief, you are up.
All right, I think everybody's got my 2025 year in review in front of them, or at least they should. In the packet, first page is everything that we kind of the bigger things we did throughout the year in 2025. The next page has our call breakdown by what type of call as far as EMS or fire. Also
Do you know what the number on that EMS is? It came across a little bit hard to read.
for the village, it
Yeah.
was 116, I believe.
Okay,
116?
that's what it looked like, but yeah, it was hard to read.
And it breaks it up per area that we were covering, also including our mutual aid calls that we went on. Then the second or the third page of it would be my, grants that I've submitted for and the ones that I have gotten. And obviously you can see the ones that are still pending. So in 2025, we took in 23,700 in grants. And I put out for 126,000.
The 23.7, what were those? Was that one, two, multiple?
It was a couple different ones. So one was, FAP funding from the state,
FA,
FAP.
okay.
And I think that was like, I wanna say right around 19 grand.
Well, that's right down there.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Right in
You
front
got
of
the same thing.
I'm the one who made this.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
know.
don't probably read it,
You would have known it was there.
you know.
It happens.
And then the Wisconsin DNR grant we do every year, that was 4 grand.
So those are the two that are approved?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, any questions on my year-end report? I mean, we had our busiest month in August that I'm aware of ever, that's 41 calls for service in a month.
Hey, sorry, when do you expect to hear about the other grants that you applied?
Like these firehouse subs, Gary Sinise and Dennis Leary, they're really big foundations. So it's hard to say which they're gonna come out with anything. It's like you need to do the next step, just because they're so big and they get so many applications for grants.
So you're still in the running?
I'm still in the running, yes. I just don't know like an end date, I guess, is the best way to put it.
They don't disperse 2 times a year, 3 times a year,
No.
4 times a year. They disperse when they get enough.
When
Or
I
the
get-
applications.
Okay.
Transitioning to NERS from NIFRS, that's been fun. But yeah. But yeah, other than that, any questions on anything we did over the year? A lot of community involvement. I think we came to pretty much every community event we had, as far as the fire department representatives. So that was good. Yeah, replaced all of our expired hose.
the smoke detector program.
Yes,
Did you give all those away?
we have not, we still have. Yep.
So maybe, I'm just thinking if you want to get rid of them, maybe just run it through again.
Yeah, we'll run it a couple more times. We're gonna put the, 25-year report out. I'm gonna let that simmer for a couple days on our Facebook page, and then we'll run the, smoke detector thing again.
Yeah, okay.
Which is free to anybody in the village. Actually, anybody in our coverage area. We'll come and install them. Just gotta set up an appointment.
The rescue vehicle replacement, when are you looking?
We're gonna get to that next.
Okay. Just,
Yep. Yeah, I put it on there too.
It's a separate agenda item. We're gonna get there in about 10 seconds probably.
Yeah, pretty much, unless someone's got questions for me.
Okay, onward.
All right, and next you'll have the funding summary for a new Dodge Durango rescue vehicle in front of you as well, which breaks down, how much the vehicle is gonna cost after we trade in, as well as where the funding is coming from. You can see after we trade in our Dodge pickup that we currently carry for our rescue vehicle, we're getting 8,500 on a trade-in value for that. Which is pretty good, 'cause it's a 2024 or a 2004,
2004.
she's 21 years old already, and they're still giving us a good chunk of change for it. Then you see my EMS FAP grants is gonna pay for it. The Athletic Association has committed 3,600 towards it. We have a donations account that is kind of set aside by the village for the fire department, where people come into the village and they just donate money, that kind of gets set aside. We're using 3,000 of that for it, and then the remaining 6,000 will come out of my capital outlay funds to replace it. Now's a good time to do it, just because I don't know how long FAP funds are gonna be around for, and there's been no plans to replace the rescue. And obviously with it being
26 vehicle,
21
22.
or 24. Yeah, this is the 26s. It'll be a brand new Dodge Durango.
Who are you going through for that?
Johnson and Son. I'll try to keep our money local and help out.
Got it.
Then if any warranty work needs to be done to it, they're right here and everything else, so.
The outfitting required for it?
Yes.
No, some storage?
It'll be outfitted, obviously light siren,
Mhm.
it'll be outfitted with decals, obviously, with chevrons on the back to meet, NIOSH. NIOSH rating for the road for fire vehicles. Even though it's an EMS vehicle, it's still part of the fire department, and I believe in safety of it, of having those chevrons on the back of it anyway.
Is that included in the price?
No, the rest of it will come out of my budget.
Do
And
you
I
have,
have it all covered under my budget
do you
for it.
have an estimate on how much the outfitting is going to be?
All in all, it's gonna be 10 grand maybe, at most. But I have it all set out in my budget and covered in my budget, so nothing, so the village won't have to, or isn't taking on any new debt, I guess, to get this. Everything should be covered by grants and all that jazz and what I.
Just so we have a total cost.
Yep,
Thank you.
and yeah, what's covered under, everything should be covered either under my budget or like I said, under all these grants or from the association stuff.
Any other additional questions on that? Nothing for now? Perfect. Chief, you're welcome to stick around.
Yeah, I'll stick around till.
Yeah, we're usually fun. All right, onward, police department, Chief Abbott was unable to attend. Ben, did you have anything you wanted to? Behalf?
So been obviously in Chief's report, read it, parked cars, always an issue, snow plowing, so been working with, Josiah and Mason on the parked cars during snowstorms, so they've done a great job, helping us out with that. It can be a challenge, especially on cold nights and things like that, so they've been doing a good job with that. I have talked to Chief Abbott. He is, hoping to be back in the office, middle of next week, and then be back, on the road here towards the, middle to end of February. So everything is going good with him. He said if you had any questions, make sure you reach out to him, via email or phone call if you guys have any questions on anything that was up tonight. If you're okay, he did, review, chapter 4. So when you get to that, he had looked that over and we had a conversation. He had no concerns
Okay.
over the changes.
Well, we're gonna move right into that. So, I asked trustee Hess to give a brief update on the chapter 4 review and ordinance updates.
Okay, we went through it in, the property legislative and planning committee. There was one code change on 4.04 in accordance with state statute 66. It was 1019 subsection 1. That should be, that's a housing code. It should be changed to 66.0313. So that was the change. And the other change was in 4.03, police officers, general powers and duties. It read before, each officer of the department shall arrest any person in the village found in the act of violating. We questioned that with our attorney, and the change to that will read, each officer in the department shall have the authority conferred upon marshals. So they shall have the authority in 1 and in 4.03.2. So those are the only changes. I'm still saying shall, they shall have the authority to. So there
There's a
is,
little bit of leeway.
yes. And that was it.
Any additional comments on that before I move back to Ben? Okay. Ben, did you wanna hear what Chief Abbott said?
No, other than I didn't have any, he thought changing that wording was good and that ordinance change. Again, that ordinance will go through PLP for final, approval to get sent to the board for the February board meeting.
Okay, any additional discussion on that? Sounds good. Good, it's in your hand now.
5 o'clock.
All right, moving on. Number 8, discussion on EMS agreement with Wisconsin Rapid. We reviewed that at a couple of different committees and full board at least once. I believe it was reviewed by Attorney Ops. And Ben, can you give a brief update as far as what language was added?
Yeah, so after, Ben came from the Wisconsin Rapids Fire Department in the December meeting, we worked back and forth. Port Edwards and Saratoga were the last 2 agencies to, sign the agreement. Obviously, the biggest concern was is that we are in agreement for 2026 and 2027. So we want to make sure we had wording in there that under no circumstance could the per capita rate be changed in 26 and 27. So underneath the payments that you'll see, we made sure that there was some wordage in there that talked about the fee not changing until 2028. Basically using the $56 as a starting point. As you look into section 2, they add the formula. If you remember when Ben was here, he talked about a max of 7%, for increase due to employee wages and other items that could come up to make sure that they're able to fill the staff and be within the numbers they needed. So he basically come up with a per capita formula that's talked about below in section 2 payment, so it's an understanding of what the per capita is based on to make sure they have the right amount of employees to do the services that they are agreeing upon at this time. I did run this through Attorney Apps. He did not see any issues from the language that was added and the full agreement. Last week, Wednesday, Saratoga did pass basically the same agreement at their meeting. So at this point, I'm gonna make a recommendation, unless you guys have any thoughts, to the FHR, push this to the FHR committee to, move this forward, in the next month here.
So this is a 4-year agreement, 26, 27, 28, 29.
This is adding, again, we're already in agreement
We're
for
adding
2028,
2 years on
we are adding
it.
2 years.
Is then the thought process from Rapids End is then everybody's on the same wavelength. So this gets us on the same.
It's modifying our current,
Words are hard.
modifying our current agreement to add 2 more years to it
Yes,
at the
Yes.
subsequent.
and then once after that, then we go to just 4-year, and then it's all
Then all the municipalities that they have service for will be on the same renewal schedule.
correct.
I'd like to hear from the man that's got his butt on the fire, so to speak, if things go wrong with all kinds of things. Not saying it will.
So obviously, with my full-time employment. You're getting a Cadillac versus a Geo Metro. You pay for what you get. If you want cheap, you'll pay cheap and you'll get crap service. You wanna pay, you'll get great service. That's what it boils down to.
So this is great service.
Yes, you're 100% behind it.
Oh, without a doubt.
Our
I would not
alternatives
be
are,
thrilled if we went the other route.
our alternatives are,
From the fire department aspect of here.
Not only do we have not a lot of options otherwise, we're talking about people's lives. So
I mean, just for the record, our other options are
United.
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 That's
Okay.
pretty much it.
That's, yeah.
Okay, just so everybody's.
Yep. But nothing against what they do, but the services that you get from this, and I feel as being the fire chief for the village, that this is where we should be.
Okay,
Slightly biased, but
Slightly biased, that's why I've abstained from all conversations to do with this contract, just because I didn't want anybody to say, okay, well, he works for the city. And, you know, that could be a conflict of interest, or he's the fire chief here, so that also could be a conflict, so I really back way off of any conversations to do with this. Unless.
you can be biased and right at the same time. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
but you do have knowledge, which is
I
usually,
do have knowledge, yes.
Okay, I will concur with Ben's recommendation to move that forward to FHR and for ultimate approval. I agree. I think it's the best option that we've got right now and like to see us move forward with it.
so do we? don't-
No action, no, it's just a discussion.
Yeah, moving it.
Yeah.
Trustee Zerflu, any additional comments? All right. Moving forward, first, number 9 on the agenda,
Well, but
old business.
it
Any old
happens.
business? Hearing none. Second, number 9, new business.
9A.
Under new business, in the next couple months, we'll be reviewing section 7 of the village ordinances, which talks about parking ordinances and other, road ordinances. One thing that when Chief Abbott gets back and myself, we're gonna be working on the parking ordinance around the schools. We've had some calls and some complaints on our signage that is around the high school and second and third, where it talks about no parking, from 7 to 3:30. We're gonna change it to a pickup parking. I've worked with, the school administrator and the principal for the times for the morning and the afternoons for pickup. So we're gonna be, changing the signs. And when we're changing the ordinances, we'll be changing it to be a time, probably a half an hour in the morning, a half an hour in the afternoon to say, pickup area only. So right now it says no parking and people do park there to pick up their kids at the end of the day. So, we just need to clean that up a little bit. And since we're gonna be reviewing chapter 7, it's a good time to update it. So I'll be bringing that to this committee just for discussion. As always, the ordinances get changed through PLP, but I think it's good that you guys have discussion on it since it's under public safety and the violations do come from the police department.
Chief is in on all this.
Yep, we've had plenty of
They're the
conversation.
enforcers, and if there's no enforcer involved in this, it'd be interesting to see what the attorney's got to say about it.
Yeah, we've had 2 calls to Wood County Dispatch, so we had to dispatch officers out there because people are
I
parked.
don't care about that, just the legality. Certainly does. Thank you.
Okay, anyone receive any correspondence?
No.
Hearing none. You had to think about that.
I did, but it's the same email he just talked about, so
Okay.
like, it's not addressed.
Yep, no.
About
So we're-
parking on Second Street.
Okay, been addressed. Agenda items for next meeting. Pretty standard one, maybe an update on the, vehicle acquisition process.
Sure.
Anything else that anyone has of interest?
Next, I'm hoping to go to FHR on their next meeting and then board. I'm hoping to have it work by board meeting the 11th, I think. Hoping to have it settled then.
Don't ask me dates.
Sounds good. Next meeting day, we are planning on sticking on the 4th Wednesday for continuity's sake. That would be February 25th at 4:30 PM. Anyone have any issues with that? Perfect. Any additional discussion? Hearing crickets, I will declare the meeting adjourned at 4:50. Thank you all.